thank you so much for being here today. Would you be so kind to kind of update our members on what's going on in Nigeria, what you're seeing, and how we can help you?
Yes, the situation in Nigeria continues to be precarious. In the 8 weeks since the 300 mostly Christian girls were abducted by Boko Haram terror group, almost triple that number of Christians were killed by Boko Haram on attacks on largely Christian villages. There was a massacre in a church where Boko Haram came dressed as soldiers, told the Christians, hey, we're here to protect you, gather in the church, and then they killed over 200 of them. So while the girls are still missing, Boko Haram is still killing massive numbers of people, and they've killed more people this year already than they killed the whole of last year, and we're only at half of the year. What needs to be done? There's so much that needs to be done, but practically what we're trying to do is provide relief for the Christians who are now refugees, who are fleeing their villages, hiding in the mountains because of Boko Haram. For the girls themselves, I was out in Nigeria recently, and we were able to meet with some of the girls who escaped. They need to be able to continue their education or finish their school in a safe environment. So we're looking at the options of providing safe houses and relocating them, and so on and so forth. But yes, we do need Christians in America to put pressure on the administration, to write to the administration, to write to the congressman. We want to pass a bill asking for a victim fund to be set up with Nigerian resources that have been frozen by this administration, that those funds should be used to help the victims, because the government of Nigeria is not helping the victims, the Christians who are suffering from this persecution.
You so wonderfully told us a story, and if you'd be so kind to explain the story of Deborah and what she saw and really what this Christian persecution looks like.
Yes, now Deborah is a girl from the village of Chibok, where the girls were abducted from. In fact, her mom went to that government secondary school, and Chibok is a predominantly Christian village. Right now, we brought Deborah to the States after her father, who was a pastor, was killed in front of her, and her brother was also killed. Now, Boko Haram claims they don't kill women and they don't kill children, but they killed her 14-year-old brother because they said he might grow up to become a pastor. They did not kill Deborah that night because at that time they hadn't made this policy of going after women. They usually come and kill off the men and leave the women. But as we've seen with the attack on her village and the abduction of these 300 girls, they've expanded their atrocities to women as well. So Deborah is one of only 2 known Boko Haram survivors who are in the U.S. We're grateful to the kind school, the Christian school, that said, you know what, we'll let you finish up your education here. So we have so many orphans and Deborahs out there that could be helped as well.
And what are your thoughts on the ever-growing popularity of hashtag diplomacy?
Yes, I mean, I have to say, I mean, I have mixed feelings about it, but those hashtags have achieved more than I have achieved in 5 years of protest and legal briefs and all of that. And I will tell you that in February, Boko Haram attacked a school, and they killed 59 boys, little boys. It's one of the most horrific things that I've seen, the photographs of that, and it did not gain the international attention that the abduction of these girls caught. So I think there may be something to be said about the hashtag diplomacy. Now, that said, I should also say that I don't know why the natural constituency who should be speaking out on behalf of these persecuted people, the body of Christ in America, hasn't risen and done that. Why should the world be leading this charge? And remember that it's being presented as a girl education issue. No, it is a Christian persecution issue. It is religious genocide. And this is just the manifestation of one of the numerous elements of what these evil people are doing. They've been going house to house. They were marking the homes of Christians with graffiti and coming back in there and killing off the males. They've been doing that for the last 3 years consistently, weekly, and now daily. So while the world is responding to the girl education aspect, it's a much broader issue, and the body of Christ needs to step up and speak out. Let me say that what is happening in Nigeria today, I could not have conceived was possible 5 years ago. Simply not. And I say that to say the same way that we couldn't conceive in the US that 9/11 would happen is the same way that in Nigeria we couldn't conceive that Chibok has happened. And so any society that feels at ease in Zion, oh look, it's happening there, it can't happen there, I have to say beware. It's happening, it's coming, and you know we need to be our brother's keeper, because if we don't do that, who will be left when they come for us?
And lastly, what are some tangible things we can be praying for you, for your work, and for those in Nigeria who are facing this persecution?
Yes, thank you. I mean, tangible things. Jubilee Campaign, the group that I do this with, has been very helpful in, testifying in Congress and doing advocacy. But there's so much need. We need the world visions, the world reliefs, the Samaritan's Purse, all the Christian big names that are doing nothing. I think it's time to shame them into doing something. Really, I can't hold the US government responsible for their inability to empathize with the persecution of Christians. I can't. They don't have the passion, they don't have the calling, they don't have the ministry or the good sense to do it. But the body of Christ needs to do it. So pray for Christians in Nigeria to be delivered from this horrific onslaught against them. Give to organizations that are doing genuine, tangible work. One of the topmost that I know, apart from Jubilee, I'm affiliated with, is Voice of the Christian Martyrs. They show up and they take people to hospital. Support groups like that. If CWA wants to partner with Jubilee Campaign, would be delighted to have you join us. But pray for the body of Christ in America to wake up. I think that is a huge failure that I can't explain. And so we need the church to arise.
Well, thank you. And Concern for America stands with you. We will be praying for you. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Alison.
God bless. Thank you.